Yo, what is happening? My name is Apton and welcome to the final episode of the Cyber series. Today we are actually going to go rescue our friend Ducky from the last series and bring him to the Cyber series using our cyber cannon and portal that we built in the last episode. Right now we have a black hole right here encased in glass, but we need to remove this glass to activate the chain reaction that will allow us to go to the timeline that Ducky is on. But I want to make sure that we do that from a distance in case anything goes wrong. So we're going to be building a control panel to activate the machine from my base. For that, we're going to need some logic. So let's take a trip over to the tropics. Luckily, it seems like Hoover is here right now. We got to get out of the seats somehow and go check how long we have. The lag is so bad. All right, we got 1 minute and 22 seconds. So we're just gonna need some clock switches and some neon wires probably. Uh-oh. Jab, I think I can't move. I think Jab's gonna have to do the rest of the shopping. I'm gonna have to Not this glitch. I can move things. I just can't move my own character. I'm pressing W. I just can't move. I hate this glitch. Okay, Jab's gonna get me outside of the store, I guess, if possible. Yeah, just push me. We're gonna need some lasers, Jab. Okay, I'm in a seat. Jab can't get out of the car either. Oh god. There you go. Oh no! Link's logic just closed. We didn't get all that we needed. Ah, bruh. Okay, wait. I need to remove your drive-in vehicles, actually. Drive vehicles. There you go. Now Jab's gonna get all of the stuff we got so far into the truck, but that's not all that we needed. Oh, this sucks because I really needed some lasers. The lag is so laughably bad, bro. Jab is struggling to get items out of the store even. So far we've got 3 and those items were already out of the store. This is just really sad. Alright, so it's pretty much taken all night to get all of these items into the truck, so I think Jab can go purchase a laser and laser detector. Actually, I think we're gonna need 2 of each. And I'll actually give him a little bit of money for that because I'm pretty rich. There you go, Jab. There's a little bit of money. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and head back. Nope. Never mind. Hoover has left. Alright, let's grab some wires. Wait, Jab, no, not into the ocean. Yeah, let's grab some wires. I still can't move, I don't think, so. Alright, think we're good to go, so let's get this back to the base. Alright, so we've got all of this stuff back to the base. Oh yeah, I can't move, I forgot. Let me go ahead and reset. Now, if I reset, all of my axes are not going to be permanently lost. So that's good. It looks like Jab is struggling. I'm gonna have to remove his perms. And yay, I can finally move. So now we're gonna need to get all of these items up to the upper part of the saw scraper because that's actually where we're gonna be placing in this control panel. As you guys can see, we've got a nice view of the cyber cannon and the portal over there. I think Jab's probably going to rotate his base so we can get an even better view of what's happening. So Jab's just gonna quickly do that. And yeah, that is a much better view of the cyber cannon. So let me quickly retrieve my axes and get all of these items back up there. Bro, it won't even let me pick up my own axe. Is the lag really that bad? Wait, what? Now I can't move again. What is happening? Bro, the lag is so bad that I'm just like constantly breaking. Yep, I'm gonna have to reset. Bro, the lag. Look at that. Alright, I still can't pick up my axes. Whatever, I'm not even gonna bother. Let's try to get this one out of the truck though. Oh, and I'm broken again. Bruh, okay, apparently dragging my own axes just completely breaks my character movement. Okay, yeah, looks like I can't even interact with anything, so I'm gonna have to leave and rejoin. Be right back. Alright, I am back, and it looks like I can finally pick up my axes again, and I am no longer broken, so that is good news. So now I'm gonna get a bunch of this stuff placed up to the upper level of the saw scraper. So now I've got a bunch of things together, and the plan is basically to just build a desk right here that's going to have a bunch of controls and buttons. So I've got a bunch of orange neon wires placed in. These are just going to appear as dots once everything is unplot shifted, but I'm going to probably hook a few of them up to this signal delay. And if I wire that side up, this should start flashing in theory. Yep, looks like it turns on this side. Then it switches. Yep, looks like everything is working well. So now I can hook up random wires to one side and then other random wires to the other side. And now it cycles between certain orange neon wires being on. A quick reminder that we recently did a Cyber Series merch drop, and you can deck out your Roblox avatar with some awesome Cyber Series themed UGCs. You can buy them in my game. I'll leave a link in the description to that. And now it's time to wire up the logic that will actually connect to the cyber cannon and the portal. So I've placed in some levers on each side of the desk, and now I'm hooking them up to an AND gate. And basically what that does is we have an output right there, and it won't turn on unless both levers are switched. So as you guys can see, now it's on, but if this one isn't switched, it will be off. And so basically this is a fail safe, making sure that both me and Jab are here to flick the levers at the same time to make sure that we don't accidentally flick a lever and activate the system. And as an extra fail safe, I'm gonna place in a button right here, and this is basically just going to act the same way as these levers. We're gonna have an AND gate, and that's gonna go into the other AND gate. And if we press that button, nothing should happen. But if all things are activated and we press this button, then still nothing happens because of the lag. So what we need is to sustain this signal, and probably forever. So I'm just going to make a quick T flip-flop. So I found a spot to place in a pressure plate where it won't be activated by all the things it's plot shifted into. Now I'm going to fill in a thin cabinet down here, and now hypothetically if we activate that should activate. Yes, that is activating. And now if I hook that up to the button, we should be able to toggle that. So if I get a wire that goes from the pressure plate out, so we can just see if it's activating. So pay attention to that dot right there. If we press this button, it should turn on like so, and it will stay on even though this is off. And then if we press that again, then it will go back to being off in a little bit. Give it a second because of the lag. Yep, it is off. So we've basically just turned the signal of a button into the signal of a lever. Why not just use a lever? Because I think the button would look cooler there, I don't know. And now if we hook that up to the final AND gate, both of the levers are on. If we press this button, the AND gate should eventually turn on. Of course, unless the button down here is not even connected. Let's try this again. Now it's on. Press this button again and it should turn off eventually after the lag gives it some time to catch up. Yep, alright. So all of that logic that looks like a rat's nest is now done. All of this should be hidden behind a bunch of walls though, so it shouldn't be visible. But yeah, now we need to hook those into some lasers and shoot a signal from my base over to Jab's, which is gonna be super awesome. So for that, I'm going to put the lasers in right here in the base of the building. Ideally, I would put it in a little bit higher up so that the trucks and the trees wouldn't get in the way. So I'll just place them a little bit higher up, and that will give us a good idea of where we need to place in the detectors. So if we go all the way over to Jab's base, hypothetically this should reach all the way. So yeah, it goes straight into this over here, but we're going to intercept this laser line. So I've got two metal plates right here, and right in between them goes the lasers. I can place in the laser detector, but for now I actually loaded up a different base because it was just getting so laggy. So we're just gonna have a different base loaded in for now so we can build what we need to build. So while I have that base loaded, I want to add like some little silos and various other vent units and stuff like that. So I'm gonna build a silo right here. Alright, so we've got this now. It doesn't look very good as is, but we're gonna glitch in some turn conveyors, kind of like what we did with the cyber cannon, to make this look like a proper silo. So Jeb's gonna quickly go ahead and plot shift those inside of the cylinder that we just built here. And with those conveyors in, this is now looking a whole lot more like a silo. Next, I'm going to place a little vent unit. And Jeb has glitched a few switch conveyors inside of each other on both sides, as well as switch conveyors on the top. So we've got a pretty dope little vent thing. I don't really know what to call it. It does cyber things. That's all you gotta know. So now I'm gonna place in some pipes. And those are going to be filled in with gold wood. And these pipes will just supply the cyber cannon with more radioactive sinister wood. And now I'm just going to add one more cyber vent unit. Alright, so we got these two vent boxes in. Those are looking pretty dope, and overall this area is looking pretty finished. So I think the next thing we gotta do is wire up these laser detectors into the cyber cannon, and then also into the portal. They're going to be wired up separately, I think. So I'm gonna start off by removing the power for these lasers, and man, that is looking very interesting being off. Anyways, now I gotta wire the detectors up, but I'm going to need an alt so I can plot shift everything. Okay, I think that is everything wired up. Let's just quickly go ahead and give it a test. So I've got an output that should do the orange side right there. Yep, that is working perfectly. Let's do the other side now. And that should activate the cyan side. Alright, so now I'm just adding some finishing touches to some pipes. And here in a second, I think we're gonna be ready to start loading up my base. So now I'm gonna go ahead and load in. So real quick, Jab has unloaded, and while Jab is unloaded, he's going to disable those lasers so that we don't accidentally activate the cyber cannon. And there we go, Jab has just got those off, so that's awesome. Well, all there is left to do is to hook up the system down to those lasers. So I'm just going to direct a wire all the way down this wall. Alright, so I've got a wire hooked into that laser. Now we just need one more wire to hook it into the other laser, and we will have a functioning system. Now I'm just adding some indicators, and these are just showing if the levers are toggled. So there we go, we've got both indicators in. That just shows that these levers are toggled. And now hypothetically, if I press this button, it will shoot the lasers across after everything verifies, and yes, that is all working. So we've got a bunch of indicators, so I think I'm just going to reload at this point, and then we have a few more details to add, and we will be ready to load up Jab's base and actually activate everything. We gotta get the black hole prepared, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so the last thing that I want to do is just add in some computer screens, because we've got these faucets right here, and they kind of look like the supports for a computer screen. So there we go, I've just got these placed in. I'm just going to fill those with sinister wood. Alright, Jab has gone ahead and loaded in. So now we just need to remove all of this glass around the black hole and replace it with just a little small support. So this is a delicate operation. We need to make sure we don't accidentally destroy the black hole. And we also need to make sure that we don't push the black hole off of its little platform. So now Jab's going to hand me this neon wire, and now I just have to make sure that I cradle the black hole very carefully. Finish that, and let's make sure it looks like nothing is falling off. So I think we are good to remove the last glass pane, and now everything is active. Ooh, okay, that was scary. We don't want that thing falling off. Alright, so we have activated the black hole. Now we just need to give it some energy, and we should be able to go through that portal once it is fully charged up, and we we'll be able to go to a new timeline, hopefully find Ducky's timeline and bring him over to this timeline. And we gotta wait until night because the radiation of the sun might interfere with the rays that we're trying to blast onto this black hole. So let's wait until night. All right, Jab, it is now night. That is, that means it's time. So I'm going to start off by pressing my lever on the left. Then Jab is going to press his lever on the right. And then finally, I will press the button in the center. And if everything goes right, we should start seeing the black hole begin to steadily build up energy. And since the portal is in range, it should begin collecting some of the antimatter particles. And we should be able to walk through the portal at that point and go to Ducky's timeline. And I think we'll go from there. So you got that, Jab? I will press my lever first, then you, and then I will press the button in the center. All right? Looks like we're good. 3, 2, 1, begin Operation Rescue Ducky. Left switch activated. Right switch activated. All failsafes disabled. Preparing to activate cyber cannon. Final button. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, the receivers, I believe, have... Oh, okay. Wait, no. Uh-oh, that's not good. The other side is not hooked up correctly. Oh, no. What are those? Oh, the explosions observed all across the track. Uh-oh. Okay, Jab, hurry. Can you go investigate what went wrong? We may need to abort the operation, but it looks like, despite the explosions, we are still stable. The black hole is still in place, so that is good news. All right, Jab's gonna go investigate that. Oh, we've got the cyan in place. Oh, no. We've got explosions, more explosions. Oh, no. The black hole is no longer contained. This is bad news. Mayday. Abort operation. Turn off. Oh, no. The energy has released. I can't see anything. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me turn off light mode. There we go. What is that? Oh, no, this is not good at all. What just happened? The black hole has just expanded in size 1,000-fold. What is happening? This is not good. Jab. What are we gonna do? The black hole has gone out of control. Why is this so big? Oh no. I don't think there's anything we can do, honestly, Jab. There's nothing we can do. We messed up. We messed up big time, Jab. Oh, that is insane. Wait, Jab. Jab, you're alive! What's up, dude?